Hey, it's me, Gazbot, and this is the Horror Production Report, Update 51! Yes, so here we are. I'm going to try to recap what's been going on. It's a little bit longer than I intended for the time period to cover this video, whatever. I've been crazy busy with life stuff, house stuff, Kickstarter stuff, art stuff, holiday, Christmas plans, trip times. Yeah, I'm crazy. It's crazy. What? It's crazy that I'm doing a video at all. So this is the update. I'll do only one more after the Kickstarter is done, and then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may do a vlog from New Jersey or something, but this is a thing.
There she blows, Toys R Us.
So today's the 7th. If you remember, last year I tried to do Toys for Tots, and I came a few days before Christmas or a week before Christmas, and they were like, it's too late. Now I went to a different Toys R Us last week when the big dog and I were out shopping and picked up a few things, and asked like, oh, when do you stop collecting? And they're like, we don't. And then it's like, what? And then it's like, nah, the day after Christmas, the day after New Year's. It's like, it made no sense. So now it's the 7th. I'm here. It's 2 weeks or so before Christmas, more than 2 weeks. So hopefully I'll be able to actually give them the toys. You would think it'd be easy to donate, right? Well, success, as you can see from the picture I just showed you. A little anticlimactic. They had 2 bins. One was like actual Toys for Tots. The other was like a local fire department thing. And the Toys for Tots now have to be packaged new toys. Let's get in the car. Haha! And the other one, I don't know if it had to or not, but it looked like there's some open toys in there, which I wish I knew, because I have a bunch of open figures and stuff that I could have given them. But it was unclear which one I should put it into, and then I noticed they all had like orange stickers that were like, not for resale, donation and stuff. So then the woman was like, you know, do you need help? I'm like, yeah, where do I put them in the bins? Do I give them to you? Do you need to check them in? I'm spilling change everywhere. And she's like, just put them there. But there's not really any room in the bin, so I kind of put my bags down next to them. And it's like, I wonder which one they're going to, and hopefully nobody thinks somebody forgot their bag of stuff. And I sort of slowly I'm like, you, all right. And like, hopefully it's fine. It's probably fine. But, you know, I mean, I was like, so handled. Better than last year, but still, I don't know. Maybe Toys for Tots is not for me. I had a good time buying them. I want to help people out, but there are other places I could donate to that maybe will be less stressful for me. Wow, I have a league-goo-goo. I have a league-goo-goo. See, it's right in my eye. I'm going to go and eat a sub. Walking across the bridge, just had to walk to the post office, bought these tubes for future prints I might sell. I've been lucky enough to have a couple holiday sales, sold 3 prints and a piece of original art that was sitting around forever. It was actually a Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy, but not the movie version, the 90s comic book version. So it's always surprising when something that's been kicking around for a while, whether it's a print or a piece of art, sells. And that's why I continually remind myself not to just chuck stuff or to give it away or throw it away, or because somebody out there usually ends up wanting it. Here I am on the floor. I just got done walking to the post office. As you saw, it was a little bit cold, but it was that kind of cold where I wore a jacket, and then because I was walking so much, I was sweating, so that's always nice. It wasn't a good day to do that because I've been sort of fighting a cold. I've been fighting a sickness cold. I'm on the floor. And I've done a good job. It's been like a week where I'm like a little bit of a sniff, a little bit of a cough, but been taking vitamin C and drinking tea and trying not to, you know, getting a good night's sleep when I can. And I've managed to hold it at bay, and I'm hoping I didn't just mess myself up by going for this walk. But why did I go for this walk? Well, because I'm a professional, and those art prints and original art needed to go out because, you know, I say I'll send out 2 to 3 days. Today was day 3. Had to go. Well, one of them at least. The others were newer. But why did I walk? Well, exercise is good, but as I just said, it probably wouldn't have been good for me today because I'm like on the verge of maybe being sick and it's cold out. But the car stopped working. Yesterday, Q came home. We've had a weird, like, I'm glad I did so much pre-production stuff on the Kickstarter and that I don't have a lot to do because this couple weeks while I'm doing the Kickstarter are crazy. I knew we're having a holiday party and we're going on vacation to the East Coast. But in addition to that, we had a plumbing issue, so we had to have the plumber come out to fix it, and he fixed it, but then it was still leaking because the dishwasher is also leaking, so someone else is going to have to come out and fix that. And luckily, it was under warranty, so it didn't cost us money, but it still is time and effort and things like that to get them here. Also, we had somebody else. Oh, our alarm system. just stopped having power. So they had to come out and fix that. And every time somebody comes out to fix it, even if it's not costing us money, and luckily a lot of these calls didn't cost us money because it's all new stuff and it's under warranty, it's still like I gotta find who installed it, find our like account numbers, get on the phone or get on the internet, book it, and then wait around while they come and then, you know, hang around while they do it. So it's just eating up my time. Oh yeah, our automatic garage door broke. There's a big spring. It just snapped and decided to be broken. So great. So got that fixed. And then, so Q was driving home yesterday and the power steering was acting weird. So I was like, okay, I guess I got to take it in. I can't take it in until Friday, but I could still kind of drive it. And I read some things about maybe I could drive it for the next day or two. Went out to use it to go to the post office. It is dead. The battery's dead. So I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's more than just the steering. So great. So that can't get fixed until Friday, but I need to send these out today. So that's why I went for my walk. Yeah, so many things are just going wrong. And like I said, it's costing us a little bit of money, but luckily not a lot. It's more just time and aggravation. The Kickstarter, however, is going fine. We just topped out over 1,000 and there's 4 days left. So that's nice. I've been continually getting the comic ready. I have it sent in for the 3rd time to get the test print. The first time it said it uploaded, then 4 days later, this is kablam. They are really slow about getting back to you. 4 days later, they're like, we didn't get your files for this order. I'm like, what? And it said that they did. So I re-uploaded them. I'm like, okay, here you go. I'll do it right now. And I did it right then. 4 days later, they're like, we got your files, but they're 2 up, but we need them 1 up, which I don't know if it was like that last time. I mean, obviously a mistake was made and I should have, you know, what I mean by that is I'll have page 2 and 3 and that's 1 file, and then page 3 and 4 and that's 1 file. They wanted each page to be its own file, which is fine, except then I had to reformat everything. And so, and I didn't know this, and it was 8 days. It was like, they didn't get it. They told me they didn't get it. I resent it. And then it was wrong. And it took them 8 days to get to the point where they're like, okay, this is what you need to do. So then all of a sudden I'm rushing around to get that done. Problem though, it took me most of the day to format those files. Then I went to upload them, but I couldn't because the internet was out completely. And at first it's, you know, sometimes it goes out for half hour, whatever. It's a planned thing, but it wasn't. And it's just us. And we went and bought a new modem. We thought, because if they come out and it's our problem, then it costs us money. If it's their problem, they fix it. So we're like, well, we kind of want to get a new modem anyway. So we got the new modem, installed it, still doesn't work. Now, luckily, I've been able to use my phone. I have an iPhone as a Wi-Fi hotspot that lets me get on the internet on the computer. So that was a workaround that Q figured out. So lucky I'm married to a tech genius wife. For tech people are probably like, that's not genius. That's such an obvious thing to do. But I wouldn't have thought of it. But it worked really well. It was super easy. I just plugged it in and it went. So I was really happy about that. And I was able to upload the files. So I did that. But before I uploaded the files, it took me hours to reformat them. It's so annoying. And this gets into organization of files and like different versions. And I'm much better. Like a lot of the stuff I learned doing the first issue, I'm relearning for the second issue. Where like I've improved and I'm doing better, but there's still a ways to go. Like both with art and storytelling and nuts and bolts stuff like files. Like I remember last time where I needed to make some revisions or something was a little off, and I'm like, wait, which was the newest file? Was it 22 or 23? Oh wait, there's a different file. That says final, and I'm like, and like so I'd open up like 5 files to figure out which is the right one. This time I had to open up like 2 or 3 files. So I've gotten better, but it's still not perfect. But anyway, I did all the work, and then I just went to copy the cover in that folder that I was working in so that I could zip it up and send it to Kablam. All my files disappeared, completely gone, and it duplicated it. The folder. So I was like, did I erase somehow? And I tried to undelete and like couldn't do it. And they just seemed to be gone. And I looked, I did the search thing eventually, found that they were still on my computer. Where'd they go? They're still in the folder that I thought they were in. What? But they're not there. Did a lot of research and basically they became hidden. I thought maybe I clicked something and made them hidden files, but it's just a bug that sometimes happens, I guess, due to indexing or I don't know. It's something I didn't do apparently. Oh man, I'm tired. And, so I went through steps to fix it. I mean, like, show hidden files. But then it didn't show them, and then, like, you had to turn it on and off, and it didn't show them. And then I renamed the alternate file, and then they showed up. And I was like, oh, thank God. Okay, we're good. So then I copied the cover, put it in. They all disappeared again! Second time! Same thing. So I went through all the same crap, got them back. This was my whole day yesterday. And so then I got them back, and just copied and pasted them into a whole new folder, and then I was able to zip them and send them out. So now Kablam hopefully has the files, and they're the right files, but that was yesterday, so I guess I'll find out in 3 days. I've graduated from the floor, wiping schmutz, to the bed. I am tired. I had a pretty good night's sleep last night. I don't know if I'm sick or what's going on, but I have things to do, but I did all my pressing stuff this morning, so I'm going to let myself take a nap. And hopefully, if I am getting sick, it'll fight it off. And if I'm not, well, then I indulged in a nap. Okay, here we go. Nap.
I'm in a room of my house that we don't really use yet. You can see there's just bins of Tupperware and boxes and things. This is going to be a guest room, an office, whatever. But right now it's a storage room, and it's been this way for months, but it's necessary. Anyway, that's not the point. Why am I in this room? Well, I was just looking for an area. My internet's been down, as I mentioned, so I've been able to use it somewhat and do some uploads, but apparently the hotspot that I use my phone for has a limit, and that limit is 15 gigabytes, and we exceeded it today. So now everything gets throttled, and luckily the internet guy's coming tomorrow, so hopefully we get that all squared away. But normally this time of day I'd be watching a little TV downstairs, or I'd be watching some tokusatsu Japanese stuff on my iPad, but that's not really an option, so I've been trying to be productive. I've been cleaning things up. And that package is from Mr. Mike Emeritz, and it contains my Space Cat print. Mike is one of the veterans of 100 Days of Making Comics, as well as a buddy of mine and an artist and a fellow human. And he has been working on, among other things, a project called Space Cat. And as sort of a side tangent of that, this is the character. It's not directly related to the comic he's working on, but it's more of like, it's almost like, I should probably ask him to describe it, but to me it's sort of like fan art of Space Cat, which sounds weird because it's his creation. But what I mean is, Deadpool. Okay, Deadpool's a comic book, Deadpool's a movie, and if you see somebody take Deadpool and put him in like the Dirty Dozen movie poster or something like that, I feel like that's kind of what he did with Space Cat in this. And, oh, there's a little note here. I'll look at that in a second. Here is the print. There's a little, oops, something else fell. All the things are falling. It's a little shiny, but it's on metallic paper, which I doubt is showing up very well. But it's really cool. It's, oh my god, there's things. It's probably fun little goodies and things, but they're just, you know. He shipped it really well in a bubble mailer, and as you can see, cardboard, so it arrived perfectly fine. It is signed, it is dated, it is 5 of 25. I'm a little bit bummed I wasn't number 1, but, you know, I'm happy to be one of the first 25 to get this print. It's really cool. And I already know where I'm going to hang it, because we have a little section with cat art, so Space Cat art, there you go. I'm going to see what I dropped on the floor here now. Okay, well, first, his business card, which is nice, and again, this light is bad. I used to have, this is his straight-up business card with his, like, email and things like that, his YouTube. It's actually, yeah, there's a better business card than I have. Mine is, like, here's my email, here's my phone number, which is good, like, for clients and things, but it's not so good to just give out to random people at conventions or random people that buy things through your store on Etsy, or in his case, Redbubble? I forget what his store is. I'll put a link below to his store, wherever it is down there. And I used to have postcards that basically were just like, check out the Horror A4, and I'm online, and it didn't have my personal info, so it was more just like if you want to follow me and whatever, and I ran out, and I need to make more. So that's just a little lesson that we all need to have those, especially when you're doing a Kickstarter, like I am. Okay, so first we have the receipt, which is just saying that it came from him, and it's going to me. Store Envy. Store Envy is his store, but again, link below, that's it, Store Envy. Okay, and here is, okay, I'm not gonna read that, but it was just a thank you note, basically. Very nice of him. And this is interesting, too. This is actually more the postcard type thing I was talking about. The thank you, and it has Space Cat Comics, etc. But on the back, I'm not going to show you. If you want to see it, you'll have to follow Mike or buy the print. But there's a little Space Cat and Friends comic, which I'm going to sit down and read right now. Okay, I kind of wish I read that along because, wow, okay. I can't talk, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, alright, there you go. That's not interesting for you, but a Space Cat comic that I very much enjoyed and look forward to more in the future. So, now here's something I want to say real quick. I occasionally support other artists, whether it's their comic, their Kickstarter, or prints, original art, whatever, and sometimes I shout them out quickly, sometimes I go through a whole thing like this, sometimes they don't get mentioned at all. It is nothing personal, I'm not making value judgments. Half the time I haven't even read the comic or seen the thing or whatever. It just happens to be if I'm making a video when that thing comes in, I'm more likely to include it. So if I've ever got something from you and not mention it, please do not take it personally. And as a matter of fact, you could feel free to be like, hey, can you shout this out? And I probably will, because, you know, we're all about shouty outs? We're all about shouty outs. Oh god, look at my alien arms. We're all about shit. This is if I'm a DJ in another planet. I'd have like 6 more arms, and they'd be like, my ribs are come out. Okay, this is stupid. So what else did I want to talk about? Well, we funded, and we hit the first stretch goal, which is stickers! And we've got a few days left, and I'm allowing voting to last until the end. Not a lot of people voted, that's fine with me because Boots is winning of the 3 designs, and that's fine with me, you know? So I'll throw those designs up right here. Now those are rough designs. Obviously I'll finish them up and make them all nicey nice. So that's that. Everybody that ordered a physical thing will be getting one of those. And also this past weekend, I went to a toy show. I bought toys. I know I had talked about, hey, until Christmas, I'm not going to buy anything. But my buddy, the big dog, it is his birthday this weekend, or this past weekend. And I was like, hey, you doing anything on Sunday? And he's like, no, I got this and that, blah, blah, blah. And he was supposed to go to this other thing Saturday night, so we weren't going to go to the show. We were going to sell. We couldn't get the table, blah, blah, blah. The short version is, I didn't really have time to go. I shouldn't really be buying toys, but it was his birthday. He found the time to go, and so I was like, all right, I'll go with you, buddy. And of course, even though I was there just to hang out and have a good time, I bought some toys. Here are the toys that I bought. I did another holiday party caricature job that I thought was going to be a big deal, like the one I did for Google. This one was for Apple, for, you know, the phone I'm using right now. And it was a last-minute thing. They wanted me for the next day, all the way down to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which for me is roughly 2 hours, depending on traffic. And they wanted me the next day for a 4-hour job. And I'm like, man, I didn't plan on doing that. I had some other stuff that I like kind of filled that time slot with. But I do need money. I mean, it's the holidays. Who doesn't need money? And I was like, well, you know what? I used to, before I raised my prices, I used to kind of charge higher on holidays. And I don't really do that as much anymore because I've raised my prices to where I feel like it's fair regardless. And what I'll do is I have a higher price in general, and I'll lower it if it's on like a weekday right next to my house. But I start higher. So the other holiday jobs I booked, I didn't raise. But then I was like, it's a really far drive. It's very last minute. You know, not for nothing, but they seem desperate. So I raised my hourly rate. I charged a travel fee. And I charge an extra fee because I booked through a party agency that takes a cut, so I charge enough to cover their cut. So it'd be the most well-paying job I've ever had through this party agency. And they said yes, almost immediately. And they were like, do you know another artist? And then there was a whole thing where I couldn't find another artist from, but I went and I was like, okay, this time I'm going to take some video and pictures and show everybody this crazy party I went to. And, well, let me show you. So unfortunately, while I was ready this time, it was kind of disappointing. It was a fine job. It was easy enough. It was really crazy busy. Like, just a huge line the entire 4 hours I was there. I stopped for one time for 5 minutes, and when I left, there were people that had been online for an hour that didn't get done. And I kept trying to tell them, you know, I go, and I'm like, hey, I'm done in an hour. You guys probably aren't getting done. Hey, I'm done in a half hour. You guys probably aren't getting done. Hey, get out of here, you know. But unfortunately, you know, maybe because there wasn't a lot to do, you know, I mean, yeah, I like my art, people like my art, but I don't think it's that I was the greatest artist ever. It's just I was a free, fun thing to do. But I'm like, go get some coffee, go dance, do something else, because you're not going to get done. But unfortunately, that happens from time to time. But the point is, it went fine. Everybody was friendly. I got paid. But it was at the aquarium, and I've been to the aquarium before, and it's a good one. It's got all kinds of crazy stuff. But we were inside in an area where there was only like really 1.5 tanks visible, and they were shut down and like dark, so you couldn't see it, which I guess was to protect the animals, which is fine. But like, it kind of was like, why were the aquarium then? Like, it could have just been any venue. And there was like tables and a DJ and light, and then upstairs, you know, like, and that was it. Like, it was just looked like any other venue, even though I was all excited for this Apple party that was at the aquarium. How crazy and baller! And I was just like, oh, this is just like every other party I've ever done. But money, so good. Also, tomorrow is Star Wars, The Last Jedi. I have tickets for the 7:30 show, and I lost those tickets. I bought them back in October. I actually went to the place, physically bought them as opposed to online, so it's harder to recover. And for the last 2 days, I've been searching, and eventually I just found them in a bag of receipts, like from earlier in the year. Like, oh, these are my receipts I'm saving because I'm a freelance artist, and blah, blah, blah. And I was trying to remember how I did this, because I had them in my wallet. And I was like, I don't want to lose these, and I put them somewhere safe. And I realized where I put them was on a shelf with a bunch of my Star Wars figures. Like, hey, Star Wars tickets, Star Wars figures, on the shelf, fine. But at some point, I must have come home and said, receipts on the shelf. And then later, I'm like, I gotta clean up this shelf. Receipts in a bag. Luckily, because of my job, I don't throw them out. Otherwise, I might not be able to see Star Wars tomorrow. Or at the very least, I'd have to jump through 100 hoops and talk to some managers and cry on the floor. But I'm not doing that. So, to conclude, where I am now is there are 4 days remaining. Today is Wednesday, so we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday is the last day. Saturday I'm having a holiday party too, which is kind of good because I won't be sitting there, refresh, how good are we going to do? And like I said, we've made our goal. We made the first stretch goal. It'd be nice to make some more stretch goals, but I'm not stressing about it. 2 things I want to mention about Kickstarters and the horror and that kind of thing. One is that this time I had a lot of the same basic reward tiers that I had last time. But I had a few more because I had 2 different issues this time. I maybe should have put another tier in that made it easier to get issue 1 and 2. I had the digital copies, I had the physical copies, but I didn't have a big package deal with both of them, with the print, with everything else. And 1 or 2 people asked me about that because they got issue 2 and like, I want issue 1. And I said, well, I'll add it on, I'll put it as an add-on later, which is fine, but that is good for them because it lets them get it after the fact. But A, I wonder how many people didn't back it because they wanted the bigger package, but they wanted issue 1, and B, that money won't count towards the Kickstarter in terms of stretch goals and all that kind of stuff. It'll just be extra money on the back end, which is nice, but not ideal. So that's one yeah, okay. But then I'm a mess today, I'm sorry. And I'm still not drinking caffeine, if you can believe that. So the other thing was, in addition to some slight changes there, I added 2 larger backing. Previously, my largest backing one was 50, and that got you a sketch and the book and the print and the comic, and it was sort of, here's everything plus a sketch. And so now I added one for 500, which is crazy, where you get everything, you get a super deluxe, colored piece of art, and I do a video all about you. Nobody got that one. I didn't expect anyone to get that. It would be weird if somebody got it. I would love it if somebody got it. But the other one I put in that was a little bit more realistic, but still like kind of crazy high. For $125, it's about the same as the $50 one where you get everything, but the art is upgraded. Instead of being a pencil sketch, it's an inked sketch. Well, it's an inked piece of art with grayscale. So it's a lot more finished piece of art. And so somebody got that, which is awesome, but it also makes me a little nervous of like, wow, I really gotta follow, I gotta do a really good job on that one. Luckily, I was smart enough to give myself more time. The way I broke it down was that the digital packages and things like, and the prints, I will send those out first, if somebody only got a print, that is, or a button, or things like that. The comics go out, physical comics go out second. Anybody that got a package that had a sketch goes out third. Anybody, well, this one person that got like the finished art, they will go out last. And so knowing that I would need more time. So I'm happy I did that because it's mattering now. I feel like this is just going to be a big mishmashy kind of video. But like I said, right now there's 4 days left. By the time you're seeing this, it'll probably be 3 days left. And then the 2-day thing goes out, and hopefully there'll be a bump. And if not, no big deal. But if you want to help me get to some stretch goals, feel free to share, feel free to back it if you haven't, or just tell people about it, or nothing. You watched the video, thanks. We're good. We're good. I shouldn't do that. All right, I am...
Hershey's Gold. I'm not a big fan of chocolate. Not a big fan of Hershey's. I am a big fan of Hershey's Gold. I don't even know if there's chocolate in it. Peanuts and pretzels and caramel. It tastes like a big old good of... Did I fool you?
Got one of these there fangled new snowflake projector types to go with the big old house news. Christmas is a technological wonderland and such and things.
Welcome to the Horror Production Report, Update 51!
Yeah, buddy! Okay, so, I'm kind of filming this towards the end, but at this exact moment, and we're going to go back in time in a second, I am, that we don't really use yet. It's got... We've hit the first stretch goal, which, I'm sorry, we've hit the first stretch goal. I'm a burpee. So, 2